Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. Today we're filming in my guest bedroom. I'm not sure how I feel about it as of yet. Don't know if I'm vibing with the lighting, but oh well, it's not important. Today we're going to be talking about the books that I want to read in September. I have some super exciting reads and we've just had some really highly anticipated releases, at least highly anticipated by me. And I know I'm going to read those in September, so I'm just feeling very excited about all of this. So we might actually start off with talking about the new releases that I picked up pretty much an hour ago. Starting off with Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I feel like this is going to be in everyone's TBR this month, but I'm so excited to all read this together and all talk about our thoughts on this book. So many people on Book Talk and Bookstagram had arcs of this. I've seen so many photos and things of it, but I haven't read any reviews. I love going to books blind, and Taylor Jenkins Reid is one of my favorite authors of all time. I've read all of her backlist bar one, so I have literally been waiting all year for this, and I was not going to let any reviews or anyone else's opinions or thoughts sway me, because I just want to go into this book with no expectations and really just see what I think. So in saying that, I also don't really know what this book is about, apart from Carrie Soto was introduced in Malibu Rising. She showed up for a little tiny portion of time, so we've seen her before, but I don't really know her, I don't really know her story, and I think that's kind of the whole point of this book, is really getting to meet her, getting to know her, and probably end up loving her. I also know that she's a tennis player, but again, that's all I really know. But I kind of love that I don't know anything, because I really just have nothing influencing my opinion on this. I mean, in saying that, I am yet to not like a book from TJR. It's also in the same universe as Evelyn Hugo, Daisy Jones, and Malibu Rising. If you don't know, they're all books that are kind of companion novels, kind of like a quartet, and this is the final installment as far as I'm aware. And when I say that, they're all standalone books. You can read them all separately or in any order. However, there are characters that show up in some of the books that also show up in other books. So Mick Reaver, who was introduced in The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, also shows up in Daisy Jones for a second. He has a bit more of a significant role in Malibu Rising. There's a few characters from Daisy Jones and the Six that show up in Malibu Rising at the party. It's all kind of interwoven very subtly, and I love how Taylor Jenkins Reid has done that. So I'm very excited to see if this one lives up to the rest of that quartet, because I've rated all of those books 5 stars so far. We also had the release of the final Gambit, and this is the third and final installment of the Inheritance Games trilogy. I have loved the first 2 books, rated them both 5 stars. So again, we'll see if this one lives up to its first 2 books, but I can't wait to see how this ends. I'm also going to be so sad when it ends, because I love this world, I love these characters. I'm really intrigued to see how it all ties up, because there are a lot of unanswered questions from the previous books. There's also a love triangle, which we have not seen the result of yet, so I'm interested to see if I get what I want in this love triangle situation. But yeah, I honestly have no idea how they're going to finish up this story, and I just cannot wait to read it. The next book matches my shirt, a little bit at least. We have Funny You Should Ask by Alyssa Sussman. I know that this book has been plastered all over the internet in the last couple of months, so I won't talk too much about it. All I know is it's like a then and now, second chance romance kind of thing about a reporter and a famous guy. Is he a movie star? I don't actually know, but I think the movie star falls in love with the interviewer, or it's like a romance between them. I don't know that much about it apart from that. I've heard mixed reviews about it, I'm not gonna lie. Some people love it, some people don't care much for it, and some people seem to sit in the middle. I'm not gonna lie, I did purchase it because the cover is so dang cute. How can you not want that sitting on your bookshelf? It's just so stunning. Whether I'm actually gonna like it or not, I'm unsure. I really have not picked many romances to be a part of my TBR this month, because I am sick of romance, if I'm being honest. They've just all become quite similar to me, so this has been the chosen one from the romance genre this month. We'll see. We'll see if I read it. We'll see if I like it. Actually, I guess this next one is technically also in the romance genre. But we have Fuel the Fire, which I was supposed to read last month and I did not. I don't know why, because I am really excited to read this, and I feel like it'll be such a comfort book, because I already love this series, the characters, the storyline, all of that. I think I'm hesitant because I love Lily and Lo so much, and I'm done with their POVs until I get to the epilogue novel, and so I'm kind of sad about it. But this is the 8th book in the Addicted/Calloway Sisters series, if you're reading those 2 series together, interconnected. But this book specifically is Connor and Rose's POV, and I really like Connor and Rose. They're my second favorite couple, and a lot of people say that the books just get better as you go along, so I'm sure this one will be fantastic, but I just need to bite the bullet and actually start it. I think I'm also hesitating because I'm definitely getting close to the end. I have this one, I have Long Way Down, and that's technically the end, and then I just have the epilogue novel, which is also very long, but I just don't don't want this world to end. I have so much love for these characters, like so much love, and knowing that they'll just be done in a couple books is just so sad to me. But alas, I will be finishing it at some point. Next up, we have some fantasy, and I have just been loving fantasy so much recently. So much. Way more than romance, way more than any other genre that I've been reading. I say that every month. I'm like, who would have thought that I'd be a fantasy girly? But I just keep falling more and more in love with fantasy books every single month. So first up in my little fantasy TBR, I want to continue reading the Throne of Glass series. I'm currently reading Queen of Shadows. I'm not very far into this one, but I have started it. So this is book 5 out of 8, which is already scary. Like, I'm already over halfway. To be fair, the books in the second half of the series are significantly longer than the books in the first half, so it'll probably take me a lot longer to get through the rest of the books. But we have Queen of Shadows, and then I also would love to, if possible, get through Empire of Storms as well. And I've heard raving reviews about both of these books. A lot of people say that this one is one of their faves. I think once I get to this one, it's the whole like tandem situation. If anyone knows, please let me know, because I think it's like this one and what is it, Tower of Dawn, that you can read tandem, which I actually think would be fun. So I might end up also reading Tower of Dawn, potentially. We'll see. I think there's like a link to the reading order with like the tandem read online, so I'll need to find that. But if you guys have read the series and you have a recommendation whether I should do tandem or not, please let me know. I would love to hear your opinion. But very excited for both of those and just to continue my Throne of Glass journey. And speaking of series that I'm trying to continue, I also want to continue the Shatter Me series and hopefully finish it. These are the books that I have left. So I have 2 books and then 2 novellas. I'll try and put the reading order somewhere on the screen for you guys because it is a little bit confusing. But my next book that I have to read is Defy Me, and then I need to read Reveal Me, which is in this book. This is a bind up of 2 novellas. And then I think it's Imagine Me, and then Believe Me, and then I'm done. And I've been getting through these books so quickly, so I think I will again like fly through these. But I'm gonna be so sad when this little world is over. We're finishing a lot of series this month. We have Carrie Soto, we have The Final Gambit, we have Shatter Me. I hate saying goodbye to characters and like found families and these little worlds, but also I really want to know how it ends. And although I am finishing some series, I'm also gonna try and start a new one, and that is The Prison Healer. I'm not sure what the actual name of this series is. It's a trilogy, and I own all of the books in the trilogy, but I'm not sure if it's called the Prison Healer trilogy or if it's called something else, because sometimes books have like other names, or like the series is called something else. But I've heard such good things about this, and I purchased this trilogy like months ago, and it's just been sitting on my bookshelf, and I'm trying really hard to not buy any new fantasy series until I finish the ones on my shelves, because I have this one, I have the Plated Prisoner series, I obviously still have to finish Throne of Glass, I have the Poppy War trilogy, all 3 books. So we are not shopping for any more fantasy books anytime soon, I think. This is a little bit random, but this format of book is my absolute favorite. I used to think I hated the bigger size. Like, I'll show you. This one is the normal paperback size, and then you can see that this one is significantly larger, like taller and a little bit wider as well. And I used to think I hated this size, and I used to think that this was like the elite size, but I actually love this size only if every book in the series comes out in this size, because there is no way that I'm gonna buy a book in a series that is not the same size as the rest of them, if possible. But I love how floppy they are. I love the size of the font. It's like quite large, so it feels like you're reading a really big book, even though it's not really that big. The font is just really big. It's just like a nice size to hold, I feel like. So yeah, I'm excited to read this, not just because of the size of it, but also because the series sounds really interesting. I don't actually know really what it's about now that I say that. The message was clear: don't let her die, we are coming. Kiva? Is that how you say her name? Kiva's breath caught as those final 3 words repeated in her mind. We are coming. I have no idea what it's about, and that didn't really give me a lot of information, but we'll see what I think. Next up, I really want to read Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. I think that's the author's name. I do not own this book because it costs like almost $30 to get it here in Australia, and that's like the cheapest price I've found, and that's just kind of a lot of money for a paperback. So I bought it on my Kindle for like $12, which is still like not that cheap for a Kindle book, but it's still much cheaper than the paperback, and I'm gonna read that and see how I feel, and then if I absolutely love it, I might buy the rest of the series in paperback potentially, if I feel like I want to annotate it, or if I just like love it so much that I want to own it. Or I might just wait till the price potentially comes down here in Australia, because the more popular a book gets, the cheaper it gets usually. As far as I'm aware, there's no bookstores in Australia that currently sell it in store. You have to get it from like Amazon or Booktopia or something, so it's just a little bit pricey, unless any of you know somewhere to get it cheaper. In that case, let me know. But I'm excited to read it. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. I've heard that it's like Gossip Girl but in London, Chuck and Blair toxic relationship vibe, and I don't want to say that I like want to read about a toxic relationship, but at the same time I love Gossip Girl, I love Chuck and Blair, so obviously I want to read something that's similar to that and like relive my love for them in a book. But am I gonna enjoy reading a romance where it's like not a happy ending? I don't know, but I think I just have to give it a shot and just like have my own opinion, because I've heard so many other opinions about it, but I am yet to try it for myself. So I'll keep you guys updated, obviously. And lastly, I want to read a non-fiction book, because I have not read a non-fiction in a little while, and it was my goal to read 12 this year, and I have definitely not read 12 yet. So I'm not exactly sure which one I'm going to read, but I have a few that I've picked out from my bookshelves that sound good to me. So the first one is called Why We Sleep: The New Science of Sleep and Dreams. I got this for my birthday and it just sounds so intriguing to me. I know like nothing about the actual science behind sleep and like anything about it apart from that I do it every night, you know. I also have a memoir, so we have Know My Name by Chanel Miller, which I'm again really excited about, but I also know it's just going to be a really heavy read, so I think I'm like hesitant toward it in that way. But I really want to read this because I've heard nothing but absolutely incredible reviews. And usually memoirs are a little bit easier to read because they still feel like a story in a sense, like it's not so analytical compared to a book like this. These sort of things don't feel as non-fiction-esque like these ones do. And the last one that I have is Maybe You Should Talk to Someone, and it says a therapist, her therapist, and our lives revealed. So I think this is like a cross between a self-helpy type thing and a memoir about like a therapist who's like not doing well, and then she goes to see a therapist and it reveals a lot about her, and she also talks about some of her clients, I think, or like patients. So this is again very interesting, but I'm just not sure what I feel like yet. But I'll probably pick up one of these three and hopefully increase my non-fiction reading habit. But those are all the books that I'm hoping to read this month. We'll see if I get through all of them. I'm yet to actually complete a monthly TBR because I just get distracted. I'm a mood reader. I pick up whatever I feel like, but I definitely know that I'll get through at least some of these because I'm probably going to start some of them as soon as I finish filming this video. Let me know what you're most excited about reading this month. I would love to know. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.